everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to Terms and Conditions. I am Dez with Dez and Tez. But tonight is just Dez because it's Dez thought. So the only reason why Martez is not joining me tonight is only because he doesn't watch the show. So it wouldn't make no sense to have him involved with the review of the reunion when he's never watched it. So I'm going to hold it down because it's something I'm interested in and that I'm really tuned into, and I've been watching from the very beginning of this series. So here it is. Make sure before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can join a part of the Fine Print crew. We're Terms and Conditions because nobody read us and nobody read the Fine Print crew either. So if you want to be exclusive, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And we go live every Wednesday, y'all. Straight man versus gay man. So, ooh, I don't know why I couldn't even say gay. But it's interesting topics we talk about and we do things. So I need y'all to join in and pick your team and see where we make up. So it's interesting bringing two worlds together. So just make sure you subscribe. I don't know if you talk about us. I'm ready to get to the reunion. Okay, starting off. The theme was cute. And I think a lot of people, majority of the crowd, did pretty good. I don't really care for Shamia's Diana Ross thing. I think it's a little, Cynthia did better with the feathers than Shamia did. I hate Kandi hair, makeup, outfit. I just don't like it. Best dressed to me is Portia Williams and Kenya Moore are best dressed. And LaToya actually looks really, I like her dress. I just wish she had her boobs just like they hanging so low in that dress. The same way Shamia told Marlo, perk up. That thing took me out. That thing took me out. I had to rewind that back about 3 times. I ain't gonna lie. Perk up. I'm like, you need to tell LaToya the same thing. It's a beautiful dress. I just hate that. It's just, I was when after Shamia, I was like, I've been doing that for LaToya the whole time. Pick them up. But anyway, let me get into what I really think is happening. I just have to get my Kandi stuff because I don't really got too much for Kandi so far. Like, I really don't. I feel like it might change by after the next part for part 3. But so far, the only issue I've had with Kandi is this. I don't know how everybody making her feel like she's the boss of everybody and she just tells the truth 100% of the time and this, that, and the third. Okay, she can have all that. I don't give a fuck. My issue with her is I'm noticing the same thing she's doing with Kenya and her divorce. It's the same thing that she was saying and doing with Phaedra with Apollo. I don't understand how you can call Kenya such a good friend and now y'all all aligned up. Same way you and Phaedra was. When Apollo started going nuts and got caught stealing money and doing embezzlement stuff and stealing money from old people like Mama Joyce that was affected, punching holes in walls, having Phaedra running, don't want to be nowhere near him because she's so nervous, and like just a dysfunctional household he was creating, and you could still come and say, oh, I think he's a good guy. The same thing with where we see Mark never really participated the first time Kenya got married to that first season, but he came up one time. Then the season he did appear, he was an asshole. Kenya has told y'all, from talking about, when I say y'all, I mean Kandi, Cynthia, and all of them, told y'all how this man acted in private when he was in the Uber driver leaving the other event, how he publicly disrespects her and just don't have no respect for her, devalue her, act like he really don't like her. That's the vibe we all get from it. I mean, he asking for alimony, then he not really asking for alimony. He fighting in court for a kid, not to be on this show. He ain't really fighting for Kenya. I don't know what marriage she's still holding on to, but you can still sit there and say, well, I like Mark. I think he's a good guy. I'm not saying you got to be mean and say you dislike him. I would just remain, I would not be out here promoting, oh, I like him. I'm not vouching shit for nobody because let's say my friend get married and she and her husband is doing some of these same things. I'm not gonna be like, well, I like him. I think he's no, you're hurting my friend. You're not treating my friend like the best. Like, I know, I do not like you. And first of all, you're a man mistreating a woman. That's the easiest, weakest thing a man can do. So I don't get Kandi logic on that she keeps doing that to people. So I'm just, even the Kandi Code to click on, y'all can get abused and used and mistreated and cheated on and ran down like a dog. And Kandi gonna still say, I like him. I think he's a good guy. Like, what kind of friend is that? Like, that ain't weird. Like, I'm like, nobody's saying anything about this. Like, this is weird to me. Like, really weird. But since I brought up Mark and all that, I'm going to get on Kenya because I am not the biggest Kenya fan at all, by no means. So I had to take a drink before I even talk about this hoe. I tried to give Kenya some more chances, but ever since she has came on this show back in season 5, it's just extra manipulation. All this stunts and skits and gimmicks and is she the circus? I don't understand this girl. It's just annoying. Like, it's getting to the point now, it's so draining that I know plenty of people that say they stop watching because Kenya's still on, because it's just too much. Like, come on. Like, god damn, get a clue, girl. Like, I mean, from this season alone, even in the reunion, you take Portia's Black Lives Matter movement, discredit it because she didn't contact you about PSA. What person? Man, I got people in my city, because I live in Charlotte. I got people in my city, and I like to do stuff, for the culture, for the community. I love to give back. Why would I contact somebody that I know is going to come with a lot of antics, don't really care for me, we don't really get along, and I'm really trying to get business done? I don't need you. I don't need the misdistraction around me. I feel Portia. Why would I even? That has nothing to do with you. You have the same platform that Portia got. You could have openly came out and did something for Black Lives Matter. You could have done your own PSA. It's not discretion. She don't have to put nothing aside when she's trying to get something done that's important to her. Who jumps up and go work with somebody they don't really fuck with? And y'all know y'all don't fuck with each other. Like, how can you discredit that? Even when Drew told Kenya that retweet, yeah, the tweet might not be as bad as people try to say. Well, they didn't really say that. It's the fact that her coworker retweeted something that's saying something about her child. And Kenya can play that game all day, and she keeps saying, well, you talked about my husband. And even when Andy said it to Drew, like, why you keep talking about Kenya? I watched this whole season. I don't really remember Kenya. I don't really remember Drew saying anything about Kenya's marriage all the time, and this, that, and the third. I seen her more so going back and forth with LaToya. I didn't really see, maybe one or two scenes of Drew even dealing with Kenya on like an argumentative voice. I don't know what in the world they talking about. Like, I'm just so lost. Like, what? This is and she's trying to justify it, knowing if the tables was turned, you would feel the same exact way. You will be irritated. You will be hurt. As sensitive as Kenya is with everything that's revolving around her, she always has to flip it. Well, I did retweet that, but you talked about my husband. Kenya, you talked about the girl too. Like, but it's fun, Shay. Like, where's the ownership? How are you in your 50s and you don't have ownership still? Like, that is sad. That is really, really sad. I'm gonna tell you what's is real sad too. I'm gonna get a drink out for her too. Hold on. Finish Kenny. I'm gonna wrap Kenny all so I ain't gotta talk about the girl no more. Even the whole thing, how she was talking about her bringing her child and all. Girl, you got family down there. You be seeing your aunt and all of them, and seeing them all the time, and her daughter, her cousin, and y'all shit. Why they couldn't watch Brooklyn, baby? Like, how you dancing around lingerie with your legs gapped all open downstairs, but you mad at Portia, accusing Portia of sleeping with Bolo, and you got it with your legs gapped wide the hell open in lingerie with a house full of women where it's drinking and all this going on. If you cared that much, baby, you would have got the nanny and your child in a hotel for the night, just out of the house. And what the hell ever happened to Fallon that night? She came there first night and we didn't see her no more out there at the Charleston. I mean, did she just not come back? Did she leave? But anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to jump off top. I had to do stuff when it popped in my head, y'all. I'm sorry. But, like, it's that simple. Like, that whole investigation, that was pressed. That was pressed. And I feel like everything Kenya projects is always about, it's the reflection of her. She said Portia was grooming Drew. Baby, that's what you're doing to Marlo and, well, really, LaToya is your baby. It's the baby King, because she don't want to come. I didn't think it was another person that act like damn Kenya. I've never met one in my life. But here comes LaToya, desperate ass. And up here with her 3 kids, 6, 4, and 1, that she announced that she said she ain't got no custody of. I wonder why that is. Why you running around here? That's why you running around here being so nasty and so mean. That's why you almost got beat in the head with a golf club, running that mouth and trapping and getting all drunk and stuff. You're like, girl, there's such a double standard on this show, because when Shamar DeVoe was on here, had her a couple of good times, and she wasn't even trying to be rude and nasty to nobody. She would just get drunk and have a good time. They ran this girl down. Marlo was up there telling Shamar that she needed to go to Betty Ford and all. Why y'all ain't telling this to LaToya? And she the one out of control. Shamari really wanted. Shamari was just flirtatious and sexual. So that's a normal, happy person. She ain't angry and saying a whole bunch of mean stuff, acting 12, sticking their tongues out and doing all. Girl, you better be glad that they done stopped you from fighting your ass twice. No, well, 3 times. Apparently, that time up in Charleston, the time at the niece's party, and then the season finale. Like, girl, you are definitely a baby Kenya, and that's all Kenya grooming that shit. And Marlo just, she's on her last leg anyway. She ain't got Nene no more, because Nene ain't on the show. So what sense of her to make up with Kenya? Because she think Kenya's a powerhouse. What she don't know is that Kenya gonna sit there and gonna be, when Kenya exit, they gonna boot your ass up out there. They gonna boot your little ass up out of there too. Looking that chopped up hefty bag she got on. I'm like, I just don't understand Marlo, because she the oldest. She definitely an auntie. And I don't understand why you jumping on this bandwagon, because she did create this issue with Portia. All Portia said was, don't come in between me and Kenya B. You can have your friendship. Portia handled it like a grown woman, but they never give her credit. So now everybody attacking the girl. I know it's strategic, and I know Marlo is trying to work for this peach, child. She is working hard for this peach, okay? And she ain't never had one. You look the most foolish because you old as dirt, still trying to look young as hell. Then you sitting up here teaming up with a bitch that you done drugged for seasons. So it's so wrong. So wrong. After all the beef that they done had all these years, they have a little conversation in Charleston, and now they can make up. But at the reunion now, y'all questioning Portia and Kandi making up, and it took them 4 years. How y'all questioning that, and we can't question you and Marlo and Kenya with just a snap of a finger? At least Portia and Kandi took their time, you know, to try to get back in the right place. Like, y'all just look like a whole bunch of haters, and y'all sorry, and y'all dry, and y'all desperate. Desperate as hell. Because Kenya don't be doing shit. Marlo don't really be doing shit at all. So I guess y'all have to beef with them and try to call and create these little tensional things and all of this. And Kenya can't never shut the hell up. He's like, Portia's like, when Portia told, like, well, this is a show. You talk, I'm supposed to talk, and you keep cutting her off. Like, Kenya is just that ignorant and rude of a person that is really all about her. And she really is a narcissist. And it's sad. And I think it's something else deeper wrong with Kenya, too. And I would just don't understand how you could be on this show and not see yourself and be like, ooh, that don't look good. So I'm not even excited for the third part like that, because I already know it's going to be all about this Bolo shit. And who gives a fuck? All y'all wanted a piece. Don't be mad at Portia because she got a little piece of that dick. How y'all mad at her? Like, Bolo fine. He fine. I mean, damn. He is fine. Kenya, you the one told Portia to go back and get him. And Portia went back there and got him. And told him to come back out. So how all of a sudden it's all wrong that you sitting there mad at her because you was accusing her getting fucked by the stripper staying there all night, and your daughter was in there, but you was down there for 45 minutes listening. You probably was down there flicking your bean and getting upset, wishing he was digging up in you because your husband don't want you at all. At all, honey. So if I was you, I'd be worried about my own business. Let that be, because your daughter shouldn't even been there. And so what? Y'all all grown. Y'all not teenagers in early 20s and all of this little. Y'all not young like that. Honey, y'all done lived and everything else. Honey, if she decided to get her little dick, so what? Kenya, you need some. Damn. Like, that is, I can't even believe they rolled this shit out this whole season, and this whole third part gonna probably most likely be about that. And that is just so exhausting and draining. Y'all have nothing else. Portia already tried to take the bullet out your hand on the show and said, I fucked the man that was roasting the pig, I fucked Bolo. So what else we gonna talk about? So what if Portia don't want to admit it? That's her business. She don't have to. Who were y'all fucking? Shit, y'all was having a good time, and then Kenya was so damn desperate for a motherfucking storyline that her ass sat up there and created a whole crush at LaToya, and now she's trying to backpedal and pussy pop because they calling her ass out on it. And she said it was a little light crush. You would sit there mad at this girl for making out with Portia. If you was not really feeling that way, why did you make it a whole ordeal? You feel like you couldn't trust her? And then talk about she didn't feel like LaToya had her back in those situations in Charleston. You was the only one being pressed. How is that anybody else's fault, or somebody supposed to bag you up when you're investigating? That's why they said, why are you investigating that? Like, why? So what? Kenya just always just drains me. It's draining, and I could see they trying to teach it with link it back up with Marlo. And Marlo ain't never really been my favorite person. She's funny sometimes, but she could be a little extra too. But so I mean, it makes sense. But she know damn well next season if she's even around at all, they're gonna fall out again. So I don't know why Marlo got all of this animosity towards Portia. I don't understand that at all. And I don't feel like Drew was really dealt a fair hand in this, and she's doing the best that she can. Like, I feel like Drew hanging in there pretty good on this reunion. She's addressing what she needs to. I feel like she's doing whatever, I feel like she's doing whatever she needs to do to stay on this show. So even with all of that and all the strife that she had to go through with them, especially with Kenya trying her husband, like, why are you always looking at somebody else's man? Like, have you learned nothing? And you still doing it? Like, I would not trust that hoe around my man. Dog, Kenya's not a person. I would not. And I'm gay. And my boy, I still don't trust mine around her. Because, honey, she text mine. Text mine. That's what I want to see Kenya try to do. Text mine because she that miserable and bored and dried the hell up. That the one time you got married, you married somebody who really don't like your ass and you couldn't even tell the difference. Like, she just got a bad trait. A real bad trait with men. Like, real bad. They always embarrass the hell out of her, too. Ooh, she might need to be a damn lesbian. LaToya might need to try that out with her. Damn, it's a weird Walter. Then you had the African, the one-eyed African or something that they didn't recognize. Then you had Matt that was busting out your house windows and you was fucking him in a truck. And now we got Mark who just never gave a fuck. I mean, I would be upset and miserable too, but I wouldn't take it out on innocent people. Like, I would try to go get help and see what am I doing wrong? What am I not identifying? What am I not seeing? And then, I like Shamia. I just don't see the purpose of her on the reunion, honestly. Like, what is she supposed to do? Like, I do like the whole perk up thing, like I said, but Shamia is usually the most active I remember seeing Shamia it was arguing with Marlo when they was on that trip, and LaToya. But I'm gonna see what Shamia, she ain't had her moment yet, so we gonna see what it is. LaToya's trying too hard, just like Kenya. I don't think LaToya probably gonna be back. I would not like to see her, because I can't deal with Kenya and LaToya. I can't. Me personally, no, because I feel like LaToya has no limits. She has it's no bar for her. She's gonna go all the further she can go up, whatever the case may be. And I do think she was overreacting about the Cameron T coming in her face. Drew apologized and said, like, I stayed her home, like she wasn't supposed to be here. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, she took from, like, I know it looked wrong. That's why I sent her home. Like, we didn't know nothing about that. And you just still find anything to go at Drew. So it's something in Drew that rattles LaToya, that irritates her. I don't know if she's jealous and envious, because she do have an attractive husband, and even though her marriage is not perfect, like she say, well, she do need to stop saying that. But it's a work in progress, and they're making progress, and it seems like they're trying to go in the right direction with their marriage. The old people say misery loves company. So maybe that's why LaToya did that shit to Fallon too. Like, just misery loves company. If you look happy, she ain't gonna be happy for you or about you. At the end of the day, like, But I'm going to Portia. I think Portia's doing an amazing job this year, and I think she held this show down. I know Kandi did that little old interview talking about it's not more than one person, but Kenya's that girl. Like, oh, Lord, forgive me. Portia's that girl right now. Like, she's hot. So, and making valid points when Portia was talking about the whole Underground Railroad. It's a double standard with Kenya. When she was bringing all that Underground Railroad stuff back up, how she said she came out and watched it, but now because you wearing Native American stuff that they've been saying, and I don't really think it's the outfit, I think it's just the headpiece that's sacred. You want instant forgiveness. I think Portia was dead on the money with that, because she don't see it no other way. The rules are different for Kenya. The way she wants things for her, she don't want it for everybody else. Because she's right. You using stuff from season 6. This is season 13, and you still bringing it back up again in your confessional store when Shay, like, girl, Girl, and how you part of the Native American? You don't even know what tribe or nothing that you from, and you know I have aunts that live on reserves. Okay, I probably can get a little something over there living on a reserve too, probably. Like, girl, that don't mean nothing. Just to take full. That's how much she cannot take accountability in anything. I think Kenya is miserable. I think she needs counseling. I think she needs a lot of help. More help than a lot of these other girls sitting up there on there too. Her and LaToya. Because if y'all can go up here and act a fool like that and be nuts and crazy and see no error in your ways, I'm definitely staying away from your that's just toxic. Toxicity at its best, at its finest. I want to stay the hell away from y'all. But y'all, let me know what you think. I'm gonna get out of here because I know I done talked y'all head off. I know I be going a mile a minute too. So I'm just, just shooting the shit. So just make sure you subscribe. If y'all want to talk about this on Wednesday in 2 days or any Wednesday, bring it up to me. But comment below on this video. Let me know what y'all think. Because I'm gonna do another video after the 3, and whatever y'all put in the comments and we talking about it, I'm gonna try to bring it up, get some of y'all point of views on there. So I think it'll be amazing. Make sure you share, like, comment. Come on, join this fine print crew. Because definitely nobody don't read the terms and conditions, which is me. And definitely nobody don't read fine print crew. I'm out of here. Y'all love